Honda Civic is a hugely important car for UK buyers. Some 650,000 models have been sold since its introduction back in 1973. This 9th generation car is more civilised, more grown up and cheaper to run than ever. But with competition so fierce from the VW Golf and the Ford Focus, is that going to be enough? Well, there's only one way to find out. Honda hit on a winning formula with the last Civic, and the new one doesn't look much different. It's simply a bit more aerodynamic. All models get LED running lights and a new rear end with the tail lights incorporated into a bar which splits the rear window. And there's also a rear wiper for the first time too. First thing you notice about the new Civic is that it's much more comfortable than before. Honda's engineers have put new fluid-filled suspension bushes in the rear, and they make a huge difference to the way the Civic takes bumps. It's much less crashy, it's much more refined, and it almost feels as comfortable as a Golf. And that's a huge leap forward. So is the new Civic capable of putting a smile on your face on a twisty road? Well, changes over the old car include new electric power steering and a trailing arm at the rear, which is actually stiffer than that of the old Civic Type R. And it's certainly a very agile car as a result. It turns into corners really well, there's lots of grip, and although the steering hasn't got as much feel as, say, a Ford Focus, it's still a lot of fun to drive. When it comes to engines, the 140 brake horsepower 1.8 litre petrol we tested isn't the best in the range. It doesn't have much torque, so you have to rev it hard to get anywhere, at which point it becomes quite noisy. One of the best things about the Civic is its magic seating rearrangement. Just pull this lever and you can lift the seat up in a sort of cinema style, like that, giving you all this sort of space here. Put it back down again, pull the lever, and it will fold flat in that way too. While the rear seats are a great part of the Civic that's been carried over from the last car, unfortunately some problems have been carried over too. The rear screen is still split, and while the split itself is 20mm lower than in the old car, it still hampers your view out. Also, the rear pillars are quite thick too, which makes reversing quite tricky. Honda's latest Civic feels like a thorough evolution of an already successful product. It's even more comfortable, still extremely practical, and it's even better to drive. But there are still some rough edges, and our biggest issue with the Civic is that it just doesn't stand out that much. Existing loyal customers will no doubt love this car, but Honda could find problems in attracting new ones.